This is my Saturday Superlatives, which of course happens on Sunday, looking back at the football heroes on the gridirons on this past Saturday. And days before, I guess I'll count the Thursday and Friday guys as well. But I'm going to start with some group efforts. Both Cincinnati and Northwestern as a whole had really terrific group efforts on their defense. And I'll pick out a few individuals, but just as a whole, you could see how well coached both of those teams are on defense. And I truly believe that Coach Freeman, the D coordinator at Cincinnati, is headed for something big and headed soon. I don't know how much longer they're going to keep him there. But moving on. Northwestern just, against Nebraska, held Nebraska to 4 of 16 on third down. Even though they gave up 446 yards, they only gave up 13 points. So that's, when people talk about bend but don't break, that's sort of the epitome of that. And then Cincinnati only allowed 282 yards to a Houston offense that, though they've lost some players, is certainly capable of putting up way more than that. So that's sort of a group thing. I'm going to now talk about some individuals. Wyatt Hubert. Once again, a person who is going to get more love soon than he's getting right now. But he had 4 solo stops. He also had an assist and 2.5 sacks. And he's just a super active guy. He can set the edge against the run game and obviously a really good pass rusher. And I think you're going to see him, sort of like a Kyle Vanden Bosch type. You're going to see him start to move up as people see more of him. I have to talk about Notre Dame's defense. And once again, they gave up a ton of yards, at least through the passing game. They were great against the run. They held Tyler Etienne to his career low of 28 yards after giving up 10 yards on his first carry, held him to 18 yards the rest of the game. So that gives you an idea of how stout they were. And a part of that was Kurt Hinish. He is 6'1 and 3/4, 296 pounds, and powerful. Reminds me of Mike, oh my gosh, it's killing me. Played for Daniels, thank you. Reminds me a lot of Mike Daniels. Use of leverage, use of hands, disruptive. 3 solo stops, but he made so many plays that don't show up, as they say in the scorecard. And then Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from, you guessed it, Bethel High School in beautiful Hampton, Virginia. 7'5" stand up. Best football prospect to come out of Bethel probably since Allen Iverson. And of course, Allen Iverson playing football, not at the collegiate level, but was a terrific football player. And this young man has a chance to be a first-round draft pick. And TCU had a really good, stout team effort, but I'm going to pick on some of their individuals. First of all, safeties don't get much love nowadays. Somebody give their safeties, both of them earned some love. Kendrick Vanzant had a good game, 5 solo stops, also broke up a pass. And Trevon Mooring had an assist, a solo tackle, and an interception. And he's a really smart sort of back, deep middle kind of defender. And then Vanzant can do a little bit of everything. He can cover slot. He can play in the box. He can also play in the deep half, deep middle. So I like him. Garrett Wallow is a guy I like more than most people. He's a linebacker. He can rush the passer, but he's also really good against the run. He had 4 solo and also 1 assist in the tackling department. And staying in the Big 12, they play defense in the Big 12. At least some people do. Malcolm Rodriguez, who's one of my favorites. I like him more than I probably should, partially because he was a really good wrestler, and I always have a soft spot for them. I was a wrestler. But Malcolm Rodriguez had 4 solo stops and an assist, and just, once again, sort of made plays that don't show up because a lot of times he would drop in pass coverage and take away things. So you don't, get an accounting for the pass that wasn't made, or someone ended up throwing a ball away because he took something away. Talk about some individuals at Cincinnati, and they do have some individuals. Myjai Sanders is starting to get love from the draft community, and he's earned it. He's people bring up Jason Taylor. I don't know if he's quite that smooth and quick, but he has some similar physical. He's long and he's strong for his size. That said, he had 2 solo tackles, including and also 1 helped out on 1, but he also had 2 pass breakups. And I don't know how you account for just sort of the annoyance factor of how much they had to pay attention to him, and just sort of harassment. But he was consistently creating problems. And then continuing to talk about the Cincinnati's back half. I think they have maybe the best safety tandem, or one of the best in all of college football, between Javon Hicks and Mr. Wiggins. For Mr. Wiggins, kind of quiet day at the office, but Javon Hicks had a couple solo tackles. He also forced and recovered a fumble and broke up a pass. And they have a young corner who's long, that classic long corner everybody loves, in Ahmad Gardner, probably about 6'1.5", maybe 6'1 3/4", long arms. He had 3 assists. He had half a sack. And once again, just provided really good coverage. So there's, not really a stat to give for you there, but he definitely shut some things down. And then I'll stick with them for one more player, Jerrell White. He's a tackling machine, undersized, 206 pounds, and 5'10.5" or so. But nowadays, teams play differently, so he might be able to bulk up a little bit and still play linebacker, or maybe shift to strong safety the next level. But he had a couple solo tackles, 7 assists, and was just everywhere. So those are my defensive superlatives, looking back at Saturday this Sunday morning.